Hi everyone, today I want to discuss dealing with tiredness. Now, one of the reasons tiredness is at the forefront of my mind is because I have a baby under 1 who likes to wake up every day at 5 AM at the moment, so I'm feeling pretty tired most days, and also because it's one of the biggest reasons that I think people overeat. It's certainly one of the biggest challenges that I see most often with my clients. Are always, if you're tired, you're both from lack of sleep, but also overwork. And overwork doesn't mean just at work. It can be just having a really full schedule, your days non-stop from beginning to end for whatever reason. It could be work, it could be family life, it could be anything. And so fatigue sets in. So it's to do with both. The tiredness can be caused by both sides of things, but kind of our response is the same. And what tends to happen when we're so tired is we reach for 2 things. Well, I suppose 3 things, but I was going to say we reach for coffee. Look at that coffee, it's lovely. We reach for coffee, one of my faves, and we also reach for sugar. Now, that can be chocolate, it can be white carbs. It kind of tends to be what your tastes are. So if you tend to really enjoy white carbs, you'll crave that more. If you're a bit of a chocoholic, that'll be what you crave. If you like sweets, like, kind of Haribo type sweets, then you'll reach for them. But it's sugar basically that your body is craving. And the reason that it really is a craving, it's not just psychological. What happens is when the body's so tired, it's going slow, and it knows it needs something to give it a lift. And so caffeine and sugar are 2 things that we know will give us a lift and give us an energy boost. Now, there's nothing wrong with that now and again. But what can happen is if it's ongoing fatigue and ongoing tiredness, that can just be our daily routine. And I'm really guilty for drinking way too much caffeine when I get overtired. That is my kind of go-to. I drink lots of coffee, and actually what ends up happening is I feel worse and worse. And so this video is as much a memo to myself to not do that as it is to try and help you guys. So a couple of tips to stop you reaching for too much caffeine and too much sugar. One of them is to drink much more water. Now, I've done a video on water before and on all the benefits that you get from staying well hydrated. But in this instance, it's specifically about just giving you a lift, and actually just drinking water, particularly if you're at a desk and you can't get up and move around. Drinking water will give you a lift, it will give you a boost. You won't feel it maybe quite as suddenly as you will with an espresso, but what it does do is it keeps your energy levels on a bit more of an even keel all day. So if you're constantly drinking water throughout the day, if you're feeling really tired, you will feel your energy levels stay they lift a little and they'll stay there. With caffeine, what happens is you get a big shot of energy levels go way up and then they come crashing back down. Now, it's not to say you can't have a couple of coffees a day, of course you can, but it's what I'm trying to stop people doing is drinking lots and lots of caffeine throughout the day. It doesn't matter if it's a coffee, if it's an energy drink, it's the Diet Coke, whatever it is, it's giving you that caffeine boost. Try not to take too much of it on, because all that happens is you're getting that hit of energy and then followed by a slump all day, and actually you will feel far worse for it. Despite those kind of boosts throughout the day, you will feel worse and worse. And if you just give it a try, you don't need to even take my word for it, just give the water a try one day, drinking lots of water throughout the day with just 1 or 2 hits of caffeine, you will feel much, much better for it. The same applies with sugar. There are some substitutes you can make for sugar that will really help. So most of the time, as I said, people reach for white carbs, reach for some chocolate or some sweets. What I'm trying to do is to have some dark chocolate. Now, it's obviously not going to give you the same sugar hit as any of those other things, but what it can do is just kill that craving a little. And there's not massive difference in calories between dark chocolate and milk chocolate. That's sometimes people think dark chocolate's much better in terms of calorie count. It's not really, but the difference is there's a lot less sugar in it. And so what it can do is just give you that little sugar hit that you need, but without making you crave more and more. If this was a bar of milk chocolate, the temptation would be to eat the whole bar. With dark chocolate, you don't really get that craving. Once you have a square, a couple of squares, you tend to be satisfied because, quite frankly, it probably doesn't taste as good as milk chocolate, and there's not as high a sugar content in it. So dark chocolate is a really good substitute for when you feel like I really need a bit of a sugar boost, but you don't want to overdo it. So that would be a recommendation to swap some of those other sugar treats for. And finally, what I would say is, and this is a really important one, is to get up and move. If you're feeling really, really tired, do some exercise. Now, I totally understand that if you are, your day's packed full, you've had hardly any sleep the night before, a workout is not necessarily top of your priority or the thing that you particularly want to do that day. However, the benefits you will get from doing some sort of exercise, so not necessarily a big workout. And I think when we talk about exercise, people always think about hitting the gym hard, doing a class, or doing something really energetic. It doesn't need to be that. It can be just going out for a walk, getting some fresh air, running up and down the stairs in your work, as in just to get to your office. It just gives the body a bit of a boost of energy. It can just be 2 or 3 minutes of exercise, but it just gets the body going, gets the blood flowing, and it will make you much more alert. So moving is really, really key when you're tired. I, as I said at the beginning, have been struggling with lack of sleep recently, and every time I go to do a workout, I think, oh, I really don't have the energy for this, but I make myself do it because I know 100% that after the workout I will feel much, much better. And also, aside from just the energy boost, I'm much more inclined then to eat better, to drink more water, to drink less coffee, and to not overindulge in sugar. It's also the mindset that it puts you in a much more positive frame of mind, and you try to stay away from all the kind of bad habits that you're more likely to fall into when you're so fatigued. So if you're feeling really tired, I know I should say sleep is obviously the best cure, but that's not always possible. I understand that. I'm going through that just now. Sleep is eluding me, not by choice, but by force at the moment. So sleep, if you can get more sleep any way you can, that is obviously the #1 thing to do. But when that's not possible, try and drink some more water, make some good substitutes for sugary treats, and definitely move more.